Greetings from iHR Consulting, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to talk about managing non-performance. Managing performance is very much a daily part of the job that we do as managers, as human resource managers, as line managers, as heads of departments. And it's a very important part of our job to ensure that every employee that reports to us, all employees in organizations are performing up to the expected level. Now, when we talk about managing non-performance, we tend to ask, whose responsibility is it? Actually, ladies and gentlemen, it's a joint responsibility between HR and the line management. And in actual fact, the heads of the department or line managers, or simply put, the immediate supervisors, play a big part in managing the non-performance. Okay. Now, what are the steps involved in managing non-performance? One of the first steps that we need to do is to hold a discussion with the employee to find out why the employee is not performing. Ladies and gentlemen, to do this, the objective is to find out why the employee is not actually performing. There could be reasons ranging from skills and knowledge, lacking in skills and knowledge, not clearly understanding the performance goals, not understanding his job's responsibilities. So there could be varied reasons. So the first thing that the immediate supervisor or the line manager needs to do is hold a discussion with the employee to find out about this. Then it's the responsibility of the heads of department or line manager to actually clearly one more time to sit down and review the job description of this employee or the position this employee is in, to ensure that the employee clearly understands his role and responsibility in the organizations. What are his key results area? How is he going to be measured? So this has to be clearly spelled to the employee. Okay? Now, when we hold this discussion, sometimes you find out that the employee is unable to achieve the targets that we have set for them. Okay? For example, if it's a salesman, the salesman, he or she comes to us and says, they give a valid reason that they are unable to achieve their sales target because of changes in the market, customer spending trends. So we need to take the step to re-establish the sales targets. Okay? Now, we need to now re-establish the targets and now convert those targets into an action plan. Okay? Once we have the action plan, what we need to do next is to schedule a review period. Okay? It could be anything from 3 months, or let's say quarterly, or on a 2-month basis. So it very much depends on how you're going to plan this. Okay? Because the focus here is to improve performance. So it is good to have at least 3 or 4 review periods throughout the year. Okay? Alright, now once we have done that, we have established new goals, we have established review periods, we need to put this down in writing as to inform the employee in a formal manner that this was what has held, this is the discussion that held, these are the new goals that we have set, this is the review period that we have agreed, and to also caution the employee that the seriousness of his non-performance and the intention or the organization's wish to see the employee improve his performance. This is very important, ladies and gentlemen. I'll let you know why later. Next, once we have established the new schedules, the new targets and all that, then it's the responsibility of the immediate supervisor to now coach the employee and guide the employee to achieve the performance, the expected performance results that has been agreed by the employee and the immediate supervisor. Now, after the first review period, we need to review the performance again and to see where the employee is lacking. Is the employee doing well? Fine, that's good. But if the employee is still not performing up to expectation, then we need to caution this employee to say that these are the areas you need improvement, you have not performed to what we are expecting, and to caution this employee again about this matter. Next, once again, we support the employee through training, through coaching, to ensure that the employee is performing up to our expected level. Ladies and gentlemen, our coaching, our counseling, our guidance is to show the management's commitment in wanting to see this employee perform at the expected level. Now, after every review, as long as the employee is not performing, always caution or how should I say, document the review and issue the employee a caution letter mentioning that the employee is not performing once again, and based on the current review period, where is he lacking again. So this is very important, ladies and gentlemen. Next, after the scheduled review period, the employee is still not performing. What do we do then? Then we have to make the decision to terminate this employee. This is where HR comes in. Now HR comes in, the HR manager calls in the employee, calls in the immediate supervisor and holds a discussion to find out, we have given you all this opportunity and you have not performed. And this is when the HR manager issues a show cause letter to the employee to explain why he or she is not performing. After all the learning interventions, the coaching, and the support given by the immediate supervisor, why is this employee not performing? Now, based on his feedback, if we are not satisfied, then we proceed to issue this employee a charge sheet, where we are already focusing to proceed to a domestic inquiry. So, in the domestic inquiry, once we have issued the show cause letter, in the charge sheet, we have to clearly spell out what is the employee being charged for, that he is not performing well, what are the areas he has not performed well, and we also need to mention this in a very detailed manner. Now, once we have done all this, okay, after the domestic inquiry, we feel that the employee needs to be terminated, okay, and the decision taken by the management is to terminate the employee. Now, if let's say this employee goes to report this to IR to say that he was wrongly dismissed for non-performance, ladies and gentlemen, the company will be in a better state to fight this off, because inefficiency or non-performance is grounds for termination. But the court's view, what is the process we took? Are we fair? Did we act in a fair manner? Okay. Do we have evidence to prove the non-performance? Do we have evidence that the company has given this employee every opportunity to improve? Ladies and gentlemen, this is very crucial. So managing a non-performance, the focus should start with improving the performance. But once we cannot improve the performance, continuously the employee is not performing well, then we have to make the decision to let this employee go. So when we come to that decision, ladies and gentlemen, because we have documented proof, because we have been reviewing this employee, because we have been coaching, we have been helping this employee, we have been counseling this employee to improve, we have every evidence which is documented, and we will be able to protect the organization from legal disputes. Okay? So ladies and gentlemen, managing performance has to be done in a proper and a very planned manner, where processes are documented, all letters or whatever conversation or whatever communication done with the employee is documented. So overall, we have documented proof that the employer had acted in a fair manner in terminating this employee. That's all for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. I don't think this is